Carl Ostenson here, and in this video we're going to talk about RMDs, or required minimum distributions, and go through some of the basics, as well as there's an idea for you at the end, so make sure you stick around and watch the whole video. So RMDs, what are they? They pertain to qualified accounts, which would be things like IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, SEP plans, accounts like that. Accounts that you've had some tax advantages along the way, and then eventually Uncle Sam wants to get at some of his taxes. That's why they call it a required distribution. So let's say you have an IRA and you've never taken any money out of it, and then you turn 70 and a half. At that age, the IRS is going to force you to start taking some money out. That's the required minimum distribution. And how much do you take out? Well, there's an IRS table that usually the investment or annuity company or whoever has your account, they'll calculate it for you, but they may not. So then you'd have to calculate it. And you just go by the IRS table. And for instance, the first year when you're 70 and a half, the minimum distribution is approximately 3.65%. So to put that in dollars, if you had a $100,000 IRA, you turn 70 and a half, your first RMD is going to be about 3.65%. Then as you grow older, this percentage increases. So it becomes a larger and larger percentage of your account. Whatever the withdrawal is, you're going to have to pay taxes on it at ordinary income tax rates. Okay? Any withdrawal from a normal IRA plan is taxed at ordinary income tax rates, not capital gains rates. And one last thing here is if you have a Roth IRA, there are no RMDs on a Roth IRA. You've already paid the taxes up front, so no RMDs on Roth IRAs. What if you have multiple IRA accounts? How does it work then? Well, the IRS only cares about the total. Let's say you have 5 different IRA accounts. You add them all up, you get a total amount, then you base your required distribution on that total amount. Now, you don't have to take it out from each individual account. You could take out your entire RMD from just one of the 5 accounts. The IRS doesn't care, just as long as the total is right. And then once you've taken out your required distribution, what do you do with it? Well, you can spend it. A lot of people use it as extra retirement income. You can save it. You could reinvest it however you want. You could give it away. Or some people actually leverage it. They'll use their required distribution to buy life insurance to maximize the amount of money that they pass on to their family. So those are 5 different things that people typically do with their required distribution once they take it out. So here's an idea for you. A lot of people, they don't really need their required minimum distribution. They know they have to take it, but they don't need it. And they're concerned about what's going to be left after I got to take this money out. What's going to be left to pass on to my family? What if the market doesn't do very well? I'm taking this money out. There's not going to be much left for the family. Or what if interest rates stay low and my required distribution gets higher and higher? I'm taking money out of my account and my account balance goes down and down and down. There's going to be nothing left for the family. So a few companies have come out with products that have death benefits. And there's a lot of numbers here, but I'm going to make it really simple to understand. Some people like this as an idea for their IRA accounts because it gives them a level of security that they're going to be able to take out their required distribution, be able to spend it, and still pass some money on to their family no matter what the market does or no matter what interest rates do. So let's go through it real quick. So you have an IRA, let's say you're 65 right now, and you know you're not going to really need a whole lot of income from it, but you know you're going to have to take your required distributions. So at age 65, you move $100,000 into this type of account. And we're going to assume that it earns 0 growth for 20 or 30 years in a row. You never earn 1 dime of interest. 0 every single year on your account value. But what it has, its death benefit grows at 4%, and that's a contractual guarantee. So we're assuming 0 on the growth account, but the death benefit is guaranteed to grow at 4%, and you'll see how that works. So we get 0 growth on the account. Now the gentleman is 71 years old and he has to take out his first required distribution. Based on the account values, his first required distribution would be $3,547, and that would reduce the value of his account because he's not earning any interest. But what we've seen, even though he's earned 0 over here, his death benefit has been growing at 4% a year. So even after he takes out his first required distribution, and even after he earns 0 on his account, The death benefit, if he were to die, is still $122,984. Okay? So follow along here. So the next year, he's 72. Based on his account value, which has gone down in value, his RMD would be $3,421 that year. So his total amount of RMDs he's taken out is $6,669. That's also going to reduce his account value again because he's earning zero interest on it. But because the death benefit keeps growing at 4%, his account value after taking out his second RMD, even after earning zero on his account, because the death benefit grows at 4%, the death benefit is $124,481. So we're going to skip a bunch of years here and just cut right to the chase. Age 85. The guy passes away at age 85. What would have happened? Well, his RMD that year would have been $2,270. The total amount of RMDs he would have taken out would have been $45,138. We never earned any interest whatsoever on the account, so his account value after all this time is gone down in value because we never earned any interest. The account value is worth $23,641, but because of the death benefit, he took out $45,000 in RMDs, and he dies, and he still passes on $100,860. The death benefit keeps up with the required distribution because it keeps growing at 4%. Now, there's a lot of numbers there, but that's the thing. He was able, no matter what the market did, it went up, down, sideways, didn't matter. We assumed zero for the life of the contract. He was able to take out his required distributions and still pass on, dying at 85, his original amount, which was $100,000. So I have examples and illustrations on how this works. If something like this you'd like to see, just shoot me an email or give me a call and I'd be happy to show it to you. So I hope this makes sense. So thanks for watching the video. And if you found it helpful and you think one of your friends or associates might find it helpful as well, please feel free to share it and pass it along. And if there's a certain topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video, please let me know. Have a nice day.